You got this game tomorrow, and then I'm sure Hugs is going to be like, hey, lay off the food and get ready to go for conference play, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to tell me to lay off the food. But my plan is just to go home and enjoy my family.
You going to get any shots in over the break?
Yeah, here and there, but not too much. I want to take a little time to rest because I'm kind of beat up right now.
Yeah. Just recharge your batteries?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that first day back, you'll know how well you did, right?
I'll be in shape. I'm always in shape.
Last time you were home was, when was the last time you were home?
Before I came back from our summer break was the last time. So that's been about 5-6 months, something like that.
Is that hard? I mean, especially younger kids, you're used to it a little bit now, but younger guys, is that tough being away from home?
I mean, it's still tough for me, you know, because I'm a mama's boy. So being away from her, it's kind of hard. But for the young guys, I think it's pretty hard because, you know, high school, you're at home for the break. Well, you're at home every day, but when you go to college, you see your family. Depending on how far you live, you probably see your family once or twice a year. So I think that's pretty tough.
Keedy, I can't remember if it was the Buffalo game or the UAB game. It looked like you took kind of a pretty hard fall on your hip, or?
Yeah, that was the Buffalo game.
Was that Buffalo? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you obviously kind of dealt with some hip stuff last year, so I mean, how are you feeling? I mean, is that something you worried about, or?
Every time Coach asks me how I'm feeling, I always say I'll be all right. So I'll be all right.
They say you got 4 days off. You really only have 2 because you got 1 day of travel out and 1 day of travel back, right? So you got to squeeze in those 4 in 2 days, right?
I mean, actually, I got an early flight, so that first day I'll still get the whole day. So
Okay.
but it is cut short if I have to come back.
Now, will your mom be having you do a whole bunch of chores?
Oh no. See, I was the youngest, so I was the one that wasn't doing nothing. So I don't think so.
So she'll let you slide a little bit. You just eat mom's cooking, right?
Yeah, only thing she get on me about is turning off the lights. Because when I go through the house, I turn on all the lights and I just leave them on.
Yeah. What's the best dish? What are you waiting to eat when your mom's going to cook you?
I say dressing. I'm a big dressing guy. I haven't had my mom's dressing in a minute, so I'm looking forward to that.
Big Christmas dinner? You guys do a big Christmas dinner? Or?
Yeah, just my immediate family though. We try to keep it small, not too big.
That'd be nice.
Does NIL make any difference on Christmas? You gonna be able to buy some gifts this year? Or will you?
I mean,
has that money come that you can?
I mean, like I just said, I'm the youngest, so the youngest always gets out of that. But I did buy my mom and sister a couple things. That's about it. You know, my grandma always did like for one because she had what 17, 18 grandkids.
Wow.
So one Christmas she'll do all girls, and then the next Christmas she'll do the boys. So I'm doing the girls this Christmas.
How'd you keep them all straight?
I have no clue. I have no clue.
You got the names all right though, right?
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah.
Keedy, you've had a chance to review the Buffalo tape now, I'm sure. How are you guys different? What changes with and without Emmett defensively?
I'm guarding the ball screen because Emmett's a veteran and he really know all our principles. So having him on that back line is a big difference than not having him.
Is there anything in particular that stood out to you watching that tape? Like, seemed like they had a lot of success in the first half with the ball screen.
I'll say mostly guarding the ball screen because Emmett does a good job guarding the ball screen.
Why are you guys scoring more points this year?
Sharing the ball, playing as a team, I think that's the key.
Same sets, right? Same offense you did last year, right?
Same exact offense.
Just different players.
Different players, more unselfish players, want to see others win.
Does it maybe demonstrate that a system that he runs can still score a lot of points if players buy in and will pass it and not dribble it? And
For sure, if you buy in, the players will work. He's been running them for a minute. He always tell us they work for his Final Four team. So if they can work for the Final Four team, they can work for us too.
Keedy, oh, go ahead, John.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm going to something different. But anyway, in I forget which game it was, but we were talking to Seth about off-balance shots. You took one of the great shots of the year, I thought, under the basket, leaning back, one hand, off one leg. Hey, would you explain that shot to me, what happened there?
That whole, I know it was down to like the last couple seconds of the shot clock. I caught the ball and I slipped. So as soon as I got out, I was like, I gotta go. I don't know, it just went up. It went in, so.
You saw the picture of it, I presume.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because in practice, I kind of make weird one-handed shots like that. I don't know how, but if I can get the ball palmed, I got a good chance of making it.
You had 17 in that game. Jimmy had 18 against Buffalo. Eric had 22. Joe had 18 against Pitt. Emmett scored. Muhammad's done some scoring. It's got to be difficult for other teams to say, okay, who do we stop? Oh, we stop this guy, somebody else is going to pop up and score.
I mean, it just shows our versatility.
Yeah.
We got multiple guys that can put the ball in the goal.
Yeah.
And I don't think that it'll be hard for teams going into conference because they don't know who to key on, who to put that spotlight on. And we have multiple guys that can score the ball.
Isn't that kind of the thought behind Huggins' 5-out deal, though, is that anybody can score if you keep moving and keep moving the ball and attack the rim and back cut when guys overplay and things like that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, to score the ball, you need space. Guys need space to score the ball. You can't just score the ball with a big cluster. And
Right.
during film, every time we have a cluster, we don't score the ball.
Yeah.
So I think that spacing is key.
Is that what he always says, spacing?
Yes,
That's his big word?
Get to your 5 spots.
Yeah.
You had talked in the preseason about how much work you'd put in to improve your game and to help out offensively. So the fact, I mean, that you're shooting better and scoring more probably doesn't really surprise you. But your assist numbers have also gone up, and I don't know if that's really anything you can work on in the offseason. But how much pride do you take in the fact that your assist numbers have gone way up, as well as your offense?
I mean, I take pride in that. I mean, guys are just making shots.
Yeah.
Guys get in the gym, so I trust them with passing the ball and shooting it. I think that's pretty much it. The
Yeah.
trust I have for the guys.
How about in terms of limiting turnovers? You've only got, I believe, 19 in 11 games, so your assist to turnover ratio is basically 2 to 1 right now. Last year was about even. Have you put kind of extra emphasis there?
If I turn the ball over a lot, I probably wouldn't play as much. So I try to limit that as much as I can.
You know, without Emmett, Seth, Kobe had to take on a bigger role Sunday. And then what did you see from them, and what do you think that they need to do to, continue improving?
For Seth, I would tell him just shoot the ball. Practice, he'll pass up a shot, try to take a tough one. I always tell him just shoot it. If Seth just shoot the ball, he'll be pretty good because he can really shoot the ball. Kobe was a point guard, but at the same time, he could score the ball, but he's kind of, he really don't show emotion. For Kobe to, reach his potential, I just think he has to be aggressive. That's about it. Because Kobe's a really good player. When aggressive.
You're talking about spacing. So I guess especially around the basket makes a difference for someone like you. You really kind of had a habit of attacking the basket this year. How much of that is just more space around the basket, or just a decision by you? Maybe it's coaching in the offseason about, hey, you're good at this, get to the hoop.
My first 2 years, they always told me to just push the ball, go until somebody stops you. But now I kind of have the mentality, I'm going to go even if somebody stops me. I may get fouled or not, but I know if I get jammed up, I have a big to dump it off to, or a shooter on the wing ready to shoot the ball.
Finishing, it's really easy when it's an open lane layup, right? But
Yeah.
there are going to be people there, and someone's going to try to. You might get fouled, like you said too. How do you develop that, I don't know, balance, strength, just to make sure it does get up and it does have a chance?
Just keep my eyes on the rim. The contact is going to come. I mean, I'm driving the ball, seeking contact, but I'm still focused on making a shot. So I say, Coach Everhart always say, get your eyes on the rim. So.
All right, let's do this. How do you have your eyes on the rim, but also looking for the big regular guy, left, right? There's only 2 eyes. There's 4 other guys out there.
My peripheral vision, I can see him coming.
Does that get better throughout the year? Because there's so many new people, you may not know where they're going to be right now, but probably more now than you did the first game. I would imagine you have a feel for where a guy is going to be when you do
I kind of know where guys want the ball, and every time I drive, they're gonna go to those spots. So I think practice has prepared me for that.
This will be, obviously you got this game and Christmas break and everything, but then, you know, Big 12 play starts, and it's an old hat for you, but so what gets you excited about this year's run through the Big 12? You know, just thoughts, concerns, venues, you know, what about the Big 12 this year is on your mind?
For one, it's my last year.
Right.
Two, I get to play, 3 games in Texas at home.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to that. Play against my cousin again one last time. I'll say that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Playing with these guys in the Big 12.
You think this is a team built or ready for the gauntlet, I guess, that the conference brings?
I mean, for sure. I mean, if we're not ready right now,
Yeah.
we're gonna be ready.
Keedy, who's your cousin?
Mike Miles.
Oh, okay. Did you guys grow up playing against each other a lot?
My first time playing against him in an actual game was in high school. I think it was my junior year or senior year. He was a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
So that was our first time playing against each other.
Was it always a battle? I mean, you know, the family rivalry type thing, or was it friendly?
I mean, it was pretty friendly. We didn't really get into that stuff, but now it's kind of like that because we're older and they want to see who's actually the better player. So I think it's like that now.
So I guess for that TCU game, there's going to be an extra large
Yeah.
family section, right?
Yeah, bro. So